All right, guys, welcome to the next Higher Level Live podcast, Family First Life National. I have the honor and pleasure of having Miss Kali Somerville in the studio with us today. That's awesome. Muhammad Kali, that's what I call you.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's right. You are the greatest. Guys, please subscribe to our page, like it, click the little bell-looking thing to request notifications. Is that right, Dante? Yes. Share the stuff. The more people that hear this, the more people make money. More people that make money, the better their lives are. The better their lives are, the better everything is, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm going to read through these numbers real quick, and then we're going to get to excited to get to ask Kali some questions and have her share with y'all some of the stuff that she's doing and how she's grown to the size she's grown in such a short period of time. So let's go week 3 submit. We'll go top 10. Mike P, 6768. Ron M, 7368. Devin L, 8474. Andre B, 8799. Leslie A, $9,409. Nick L, $11,086. Thaddeus S, $13,634. Will C, $16,200. Our guest today, Miss Kali S, $23,962 submit for the week. And then number 1 spot, just ahead of Kali, Kristen S at $96,807 submit for the week. You can't make that mess up.
Just a little bit ahead.
Just a little bit ahead. Let's go 50,000 and above submit team-wise. Pursuit of Happiness, FFL Pursuit of Happiness, 52,645. FFL Dream Team, 56,489. FFL Fury, 118,381. FFL Entourage, 129,650. And FFL Allegiance, 221,516. Pulling ahead, Allegiance. Way to go. And y'all are in the Allegiance umbrella, right?
Yeah.
There you go. September week 2 issue paid. We're going to go top 20. These folks are on track to hit 20 grand. Gold producer. Amaka A, 9,253. Julian D, 9,406. Anthony S, 9,599. David R, 10,221. Kali, 10,463. Eugene M, 11,242. Ryan U, 12,348. Nick L, 12,731. Yola A, 14,916. Bradley M, 14,922. Corinne G, 14,998. Josh C, 15,541. Thaddeus S, 17,429. Rich M, 18,484. Will C, 18,690. Rachel C, $19,075. Scotty S, $19,253. Bradley R, $19,454. Ron M in the number 2 spot, $22,034. And number 1 spot so far for issue paid, Allison L at $33,783.59. That's more than most people. I mean, honestly, like if you read our top 20, these numbers are what like monthly numbers look like with other companies.
For sure.
For sure, right? Isn't that crazy? And this is week 2.
For team, not even personal.
Right. Listen, we were at conference last year, and Josh was walking down with Ronnie and Nick and some of the other folks on this group, and they had like I guess a video that popped up from how Google does that, like a memory from like 3 years ago. We had a memory pop up from like 2 or 3 years ago, and he was reading the submit numbers, and he's got a room full of people. And there's like 25, 30 people in the room, and he's like, "We just broke a record with the biggest submit week ever in the history of this office. We submitted $27,164, and the room went nuts. And he's like, dude, check this out. I was like, oh my gosh, you can't make that up. He's like, we were fired up to be broke. I was like, and that's what these companies teach you. They teach you to be fired up to be broke. So let's go top. Let's go. Anybody on track to hit VP? We've got FFL Dream Team through week 2. 89,982. FFL Honor and Valor, 91,609. FFL Unity, $106,346. Pursuit of Happiness, $108,919. FFL Fury, 166,733. FFL Entourage, $280,611 through week 2. FFL Allegiance, $378,986. FFL National as a whole is at $749,581 through week 2. So that was fun. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. Collie, how long you been with Family First Life?
June will make 2 years.
June will make 2 years, and you were with another company for how long?
6.5.
6.5 years. In the less than 2 years you've been here, did you make more money in 2 years than you did in 6.5?
Yes.
Is that the way it's supposed to be? I mean, you act like that's an awkward question. So you were there for 6.5 years. How long did it take you to surpass the amount of money you made here?
Not long.
Not long. 6 months?
Last month, right? Well, no. So my biggest income month was 2018 there. Yeah.
And how much was
my
that?
biggest income year.
Income year. How much did you make in 2018?
$38,000.
$38,000.
And I spent $22,000 on business expenses. So office, buses, events, 22. So I ended up with $16,000.
Okay.
To live off of.
Sure. So and it's not awful, but that's an entire year. You know what I mean? So some people don't make $16,000 after, expenses in 6 months. So I mean, that's not terrible. No, I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it's not awful. It could be better. It could be a lot in this industry.
And I was a VP.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that. So in this industry, it's terrible.
Yeah.
In life, you go, well, that's, and I'm saying that, that's how they sell you.
Right.
Because somebody that makes $40,000 a year, you go, well, I made $16,000 last month. They'll go, what?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Well, what'd you deposit last month here?
$41,000.
$41,000 in 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you were talking about the whole year.
The year 2018.
Oh my! I thought you were talking about a month.
No.
Oh snap! That's terrible.
My biggest income year was $38,000, and I spent $22,000 on business expenses. So I had $16,000 to live off.
So you're making like $1,200 a month.
Basically.
Ouch! No, that's terrible.
That's how I ended up at the blue. All of that stuff.
Yeah, the blue room.
Yeah,
that's terrible. So you deposit how much?
Last month, $41,000.
$41,000 deposited into your bank account, and $32,000 for the whole year. $38,000 for the whole year.
Yeah.
1 month, 41. Whole year, 38.
Correct.
That's pretty awesome.
It is. It's super awesome.
No wonder you're always smiling. So can you tell me some of the things that we do different here than a lot of these other companies? The company, you worked at one other life insurance company.
Just one.
All right, so talk about the differences here and there.
Number one, leads.
Okay.
Because we had all referrals. So, referrals are only good as the person that gives them to you. And everybody, when I say, Frank, I'll sit with you, your client, give me a list of 10 names and numbers, you don't know if these people in your phone want life insurance or not. So right. I'm really shooting in the dark to even try to sell them anything. But our thing was shoot for the recruit and miss with the sale.
Okay.
So, So recruiting was our number one focus. And if I couldn't recruit the people that you referred me to, then I'm going to talk about selling you our product.
Gotcha.
Not the other way around.
Not the other way around. Okay. So how do people make money?
So if I hire you,
Yeah.
now I want a list of 25 names and numbers from you.
Okay.
I need to train you
Right.
in your market. Right. And so you're going to watch me.
Right.
Because I'm the licensed agent.
Okay.
You don't have a license, so you're just going to watch me make money.
I'm going to watch you write all of my contacts.
Yes.
You can't make this mess up. Dante, you know the saying you can't fix stupid. That would apply. You think? So
yeah. If I can't recruit you, and then you need money also for me to hire you too, right? Because you gotta start with $99 to get in the business, and then it's $25 a month for your website. So I'm gonna need you to pay $125, $124, and then I need a list so I can sell in your market.
So I'm paying you to come work for me. I mean, I'm paying you to come work for you.
Yeah, there's a bonus. You're gonna get a bonus, a training bonus.
Well, how much is a training bonus?
$300 for every one person that you hire, that we hire, and for every $1,000 sale.
So you got to make a sale before I get my bonus.
And you got to recruit somebody too. So you need one recruit and $1,000 in annual premium, and then you'll get a $300 bonus for every time you do that.
Jiminy Christmas, you can't. It just seems very complicated.
Yeah.
I mean, how about just buy some leads, make some phone calls, go run some appointments, make some sales, and get deposited $10,000.
Much easier.
Much easier. Okay.
And they sold the other thing too that I realized is they sold the struggle, right? So on the stage, people say, "Oh, I'm making this amount now, but
right.
I lost my house, I lost my car, I lost this, I lost that, and
right.
look at where I'm at now."
Dream, struggle, victory.
Yeah. So when I was going through my stuff, I was like, "This is supposed to happen." Because people are like, how did you lose everything? Because that's what I was been indoctrinated with.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? This is a part of my story. And it ended up being a part of my story, just not there. That's the crazy part.
Right. And that's what they tell you. Like, your story's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
When you get on stage, it's going to be awesome to tell your story.
Right. Yeah.
Like, our goal, it's funny, we were in the office just a little bit ago, and we're like, our goal is to help people not make the same mistakes.
Yeah.
To not have to struggle.
Right.
Like Mike's like, man, Ryan's struggling. I'm like, what do you mean he's struggling? He's like, he's got this much in his bank. I was like, bro, I didn't have that much in my bank account until about 2 years ago. And I've been doing this for 12 years. Right. So it's like, struggle's relative. We don't have to struggle in this business. No. There's no need for it if you just go to work. So difference, one was leads. What are some of the other differences?
Comp plan.
Okay. What comp?
They started their agents at 25%. 25% was the starting comp.
And on term?
On everything. I mean, that was all they had.
Right. That's what I said. Usually, my best was when I'd sit with a client. They go, yeah, I got XYZ policy. It's a whole life. I'm like, they only sell term. Well, the guy told me it was whole life. I'm like, the guy's lying.
Say that to me too. I'm like, right. Trust me, it's not whole life.
Trust me, it's not whole life. I've been there. So, all right. So comp is awful. What's the top?
110.
110 is the top.
VP, yeah.
That's kind of where we were at our old company.
Yeah.
Top was 110. And every time you get close to that bump, they changed like the structure. You had to have one hire that had 4 people here, 2 people here, 1 and 2 outside of that. And then you had another one that had like all these crazy designs and diagrams of circles to get a raise. And I'm going like, so if I hire 10 people and the 10 of us collectively sell $500,000 worth of insurance, I can't get a raise. And they would be like, no, because it's not the right structure.
We didn't have that. That wasn't a big issue, but when you got the VP, you had to give up a replacement.
What does that mean?
So you're on my team, right? You're my strongest leg.
Yeah.
I get the VP. Now I'm getting 110% contract, and in exchange for, I'm gonna leave you with my VP. So, so now I had to start my business completely. I got it because you're my best guy. And so my VP is going to keep my best guy. And then because you got me from a 70 or 80% contract to 110, that's the exchange. So I'm exchanging my best leg for a higher contract.
So essentially you're going backwards.
Completely backwards.
Wow. Man, you really can't fix stupid. Okay. So tell us how you've gone. What did you issue last month?
Personal or team?
Team-wise.
We were 416.
416.
Yeah.
And we talk a lot about people like Dave Witchard and Nina and Hayden, and they're great, and they've done some phenomenal things. But there are a lot of folks that don't have as many contacts and don't have, the knowledge of this business, I guess, that they have, or whatever the case may be. They work really hard. Like Dave Richard's a maniac. He's 24/7. Like, honestly, I don't know if he sleeps at all, because if I wake up at 3 to go to the bathroom, I look at Facebook, like he's on Facebook. I'm like, does he ever sleep? Right. And Nina and Hayden, same thing. They're fanatical about this business, but we got to realize that 450 grand, 420 grand in 2 years is phenomenal.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
I got a memory on Facebook.
Yeah.
The other day, and it was when I got my logo a year ago.
Right.
So we were only at 100,000 a year ago.
You were at 100,000 1 year ago.
Yeah, in September.
In September. So in 12 months, you've gone from 100,000 to 450.
Yep.
And what will you issue this month? You'll be well over 500.
We'll be close. We keep getting right to 500 and missing it.
Let's see where we're at.
We're tracking for another $400,000 a month. A little bit before.
And I it's funny because this deal is pretty simple, but momentum is real. And I think a lot of times, not intentionally, but people start having success, and it's like they're not as fanatical. You know what I mean? Because you always feel like, and we do this, like I coach football. I've coached football for years, and it's, we start winning and winning and winning, and then I'm like, I don't have to be as I don't want to say mean, as crazy at practice. I don't have to condition them as much, but I do, because when I let my foot off the gas, then they let their foot off the gas, right? And it happens the same thing in business, and I think a lot of times it's a lesson that people need to learn, because we could say, and the same thing with the annuity stuff, right? Somebody goes out and starts writing a bunch of annuities. They're finding them a mortgage and final expense leads, but then they go, I'm only going to write annuities. They take their foot off the gas, and then their volume goes down because they forget that where all that annuity volume came from was from the grind.
Right.
10 appointments a day, 3-4 days a week. All right, so what about work ethic? I mean, how hard did they work at that company?
So if you were full-time, you needed to book 16 appointments a week. That was a full-time schedule. And the crazy part, I was never able to book 16. Like, I couldn't. Like, it was almost I don't know how anybody, like, I would be like, how are y'all booking 16? Because I could not get to 16, right? And then here I come, they're like 30. I'm like, what?
I could see that.
It seemed like, even the numbers, you know what I'm saying? Like, the numbers seemed, because we joked about it, but really, like, as a VP with that company, if my team was doing 20 by 20, we call it 20 by 20 recruits,
right,
and 20,000 premium as a team, you were a superstar if you did that in a month.
20 recruits, 20 agents. I mean, that should be at least 200 grand.
Well, and you get bonuses. So.
160,000. I'm talking about 100 volume.
No.
I know.
No, for the month.
I know. That's the stuff, the numbers, and we've talked about this ad nauseum, and I still can't fathom how anybody that's alive.
When I'm saying, when I first got here, people doing 20,000 in a week. Like, if I would have saw Kristen's numbers right before, I would have been like, there's no way.
I think you said that too when I first talked to you. Like, there's no way, right?
I was like, he's lying. Like, it's no way that somebody's doing, because whoever was at the top of the leader sheet that week, and this was August 2018, so you can go back and verify it. They had 50,000. And probably submitted business, but and that's what stuck with me. I'm like, there's no way somebody's doing that by themselves in a week. Yeah, that's impossible. Like, because if I did 50,000 with the other company in a month as a team, I mean, I would have been on some magazine covers or something. Like,
you really can't. It's like, and so I guess my question is, and I'm guilty. We go to a company and you hope that they care enough about you to be honest with you, right? Because it's your livelihood, especially if you have kids and a family, and just even if you don't have kids and a family, it's your livelihood, right? But we bought into all that BS too, and it's hard because they tell you over and over and over again that this is the only spot, or we're the only company that can do this, or if they're lying, nobody else is telling the truth, and then it's like eventually you're like, everybody can't be lying.
Right.
Yeah. So there's some validity to what they're saying, and then we start investigating. Well, that's when that happens, they ostracize you.
Oh gosh. When I was like, no, that doesn't make sense. They're like, oh, they just stopped speaking to me. Like when my dad, when my father died, that was
Tell
really,
that story, because that's a powerful story, especially for this business. I know you're going to get teary eyed on me.
I might not.
Okay.
We might be able to pull it off. But
right.
So 2018 is really like when I talked to you in 2018.
Yes.
Right. At the end of 2018, I talked to you in October 2018. My father passed away in May 2019. And because the insurance company that I work for did not only sold term, my father had high blood, he was insulin dependent diabetes,
right,
and high blood pressure. And when I started with that company, he was 66 years old. So he was never going to qualify for their term
right,
or any other term.
Sure.
But if I'm hearing over and over again that whole life is bad,
right,
why would I sell my father something that's bad for him,
right,
which would have been a whole life policy? So 2019, May, he goes in the hospital very suddenly, the day after Mother's Day. That was on Monday at noon. By 3 o'clock that day, he was on life support. And by Tuesday, I was taking off life support.
That's fast. Crazy fast.
Really fast. And I'm a vice president of a life insurance company, and my father died with no life insurance.
Right.
So my sister is looking at me like,
right,
the heck?
Right.
She never said anything, but I would have been thinking like
100%.
Like, what you mean there's no life insurance?
Right. Isn't this what you do?
Right. And that's what you posting on Facebook all the time. Like, it's the best business ever, but he has no life insurance.
Right.
And the crazy part about it, even if he would have had it, Frank, I was so broke, I wouldn't have been able to afford to pay it.
Yeah, that's
like
sad.
That's the other part of it.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't have had $60 to be able to keep his policy up because I was so broke just trying to make it by.
Sure.
Right. So he died. I'm a vice president of a life insurance company, and my dad dies with no life insurance because they would not cover him, or it said no other term company would have covered him.
Right.
But I didn't know what I didn't know.
Sure.
Because that's my only insurance experience. And so when I come here and I'm like, $10,000 would have done wonders for us.
Heck yeah.
Versus us having nothing.
Sure.
And that's one of the things I do use in the home sometimes, because people are like, well, I want 10 if you can't afford 10.
That's right.
But 5
that's right.
is better than having nothing.
That's right.
Trust and believe. And I carry my father's obituary in my folder.
Sure.
And I show that to people to say, like, this is why this is important. This is why I'm here, and this is
right.
important to me.
Yeah.
Because I know what it's like to lose somebody without insurance. And I can tell you firsthand, and so I think that does bring validity to my story because I've gone through it.
No doubt about it. It just mind-boggling me. I'm laughing like your ear thing like spinning around. Can you even hear out of your left ear?
Is it?
Yeah,
I thought my earring was coming off.
Look, it flips. Look at me.
It didn't flip. Oh shoot!
So you're telling me this gut-wrenching story about your dad, and I'm looking at your attack. Hey, flip that around.
I got it. That's what Dante was trying to tell me. I thought he told me to take my earring off.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Maybe we need that laugh at that moment in time, right? God works in mysterious ways. So, and you know what's so I have you tell that story because, first of all, you know a lot of people in this industry.
Yeah.
You know a lot of people that work at companies that you might have worked with or that you've heard about. My statement is, if I worked at that company and you had said to me, my dad is declined for life insurance, he's insulin dependent diabetic, they know that whole life can cover him.
Right.
The fact that nobody said to you, Kali, listen to me, we can't preach it because we don't have whole life. We don't want people thinking that we don't have all the products that they need, even though they don't have all the products that an insurance agent needs. Go pick your dad up some life insurance from this company.
Right.
Because that's what people that care about people do. And they didn't. And that just speaks volumes to me. It's like we're watching these companies now, like, and listen, when you get to the top, and Family First Life is definitely at the top, people try and attack you. That's what happens, right? And they're out there posting all this stuff on social media about us and how we're terrible because we work hard, or 7 days a week. Who works 7 days a week? If you're broke, you should work 7 days a week.
Right.
Right? If you have goals and they're really important to you, you should work 7 days a week. If you don't want to work 7 days a week, that's fine. Just align your goals accordingly. But if people take that route to try and hire agents, what does that tell you about their character?
That they're going to attract people that don't want to work.
That don't want to work.
And I don't understand how I could probably go on and on about this.
Go
but
ahead.
How can you work for someplace that has changed your life, right? And then dog the place out,
Right? Ain't no doubt. You
what I'm
can't make
saying?
that up.
Like no matter, and every place has pros and cons. Anything, you know what I'm saying? There's going to be pros and cons with everything, but you got to choose your battles.
That's right.
And I have nothing. The people like, what's the catch with FFL? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, me too.
I'm truly trying to figure out why is this real? Like,
right.
Am I really like making this kind of money? Am I really doing these kind of things? Am I able to? Frank, I mentioned it. Like my son, there was times I couldn't even get him a Christmas gift.
Right. Yeah, that breaks my heart.
And now he's working for me.
Right.
I'm paying him a salary.
Right.
Right. And
you're buying him Christmas gifts.
And gifts. Yeah, like he has the best of all worlds.
Right.
Because he rides in with me.
Right.
We stop at Starbucks. I buy him Starbucks. Then we buy lunch. Like,
right.
And then I'm paying him a paycheck. I'm like, I don't think this is fair.
Well, you know what? Yeah, it's your baby boy, right?
Yeah, but I think a part of it too is I'm making up for time and things that I wasn't able to do before, and the fact that I am without even checking my bank account,
you can do it.
I can do it.
That's what it's about. Honestly, it's what it's about, and if that's what you want, so what, right? It's your business. If that's what makes you happy, that's what makes us happy, right? And that's the thing I that gets me all twisted up. You're right. Like these folks drive me crazy that think that there's an easy way. This business is very simple, but it's not easy.
No.
And anybody that tells you, oh, we've got magical leads, or we have appointment setters, or you don't have to work, but like 4 days a week, you could take off every holiday. They're lying to you.
Right.
And that's dangerous.
What's the catch?
What's the catch?
Something.
Oh, I'm broke. That would be the catch. I'm broke.
Else to it.
I'm broke.
Yeah.
So it's laughable to me, but I think, many people that are in this industry get into the wrong vehicle. And I was talking to Andrew Taylor about this stuff when I was out in Vegas. Like it bothers me because there's so many good people that could make a really good living for their family here, but they get in the wrong car, meaning they go to the wrong company, and then they never get back in the business. And that sucks.
Because that's what they think
that's
the
their
business
experience.
is.
That's right.
A lot of people have told me, no, I don't want to, people that have left.
Sure.
Because they're like, but I don't want to do it. I'm like, but that's not the
not
insurance business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That company, that's that company.
Sure.
I mean, that's the reason Corinne came.
Right.
Right. Because I told, my dad, she knew about my dad.
Right.
And here's the crazy part. Her dad couldn't get insurance either with that company. Guess who sold her dad the policy? Me.
Yep. That's why she came here.
I couldn't insure my dad, but I could insure her.
Absolutely. 100%. And the funny is, so can you tell the story about, remember you were like, you were working here, but you hadn't cut ties because you wanted a bonus.
Yeah.
Can you tell that story? Because you look at it now, and I said this to you. I don't know if you remember, we're sitting there, I'm going, Colleen, in like a year or two, you're going to laugh that you waited for that little bonus that you were going to get.
Yeah.
So can you tell that story? Because that's funny.
So, like because I was like, I'm gonna see about the company, of course I'm not, and I'm scared,
skeptical,
you know what
absolutely,
I'm saying? Because
as
I've been sold a dream for 6 years, and I hear what you're saying, but I need to see for myself.
That's right.
And so I'm dipping my toe and dipping my toe in, and I'm seeing the checks, I'm getting paid, but I'm still like, and I gotta wait till January to be able to get, because I got stock when I got VP. So I had to wait till January to get my stock. And it was like $3,000. And if I would have just pulled out, because that's really when I went all in, went January of 2019.
Right.
So if I would have went all in prior to, you know what I'm saying, we would probably be bigger than what we are right now.
Sure.
But, hindsight's 2020.
Hindsight's always 2020.
But I was really just like, I got to get this. I got to get everything that's owed to me. And I could have made that in like a day.
In a day.
Here.
That's right.
Like,
that's what
but that's you can only, my mind could only expand to where it was at that time.
That's right. And we're still expanding. And I don't bring that story up to say I told you so. It's just, isn't it crazy how much your mindset has grown since then?
Yeah.
Like a $3,000 check, you're going, it's like, I make that in a day.
Right.
You gave up 6 months, 8 months of your life waiting for that. Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I wasn't mad at you. Nobody was mad at you. It's like, because we got to figure it out on our own.
Yeah.
A lot of times we go, why did you do that? I just had to figure it out on my own.
Yeah.
Well, I told you not to. Yeah, I know.
And now I know. Like,
now you know.
Like, that's crazy.
But it is what it is. So Kali, you're hiring, right?
Yeah.
Always
sure.
hiring.
Yes.
And you're writing a bunch of business.
Yes.
You got a team that's rolling.
Yes.
Shooting for, you just got back from Florida, and that's exciting,
It
right?
is. I'm closer than I realized.
That's right. I know. And the goal is the partnership with integrity, obviously. So can you tell us how, if somebody wants to come work for you, or not for you, if somebody wants to come work with you, join your team, how do they get a hold of you?
They can call me 443-453-6126. I'm on Facebook, Kali Delaney Somerville. YouTube, FFL Fury. We got TikTok, FFL Fury, Instagram, FFL Fury, Facebook,
Everything.
FFL Fury.
That's right.
Yeah, we're all branded out. So
Your TikTok game's
you
strong.
can find me wherever you want to find me. I'm on all the social media platforms.
That's right.
And we're always hiring.
All right. So one more thing before we wrap it up, can you tell me in 30 seconds or less what Family First Life has done for you and your family?
Changed my life. I don't even need 30 seconds. Like, my life is completely fine. I mean, do I have the same problems that I had? Things.
Problems never go away.
Life is going to have problems.
That's right.
But money takes care of a lot of them.
Sure.
A lot of things that I don't have to worry about. Like I said, I don't have to check my bank account if I'm going to buy. Like, when I was in Florida.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the flight, right? Because we were done early.
Sure.
So I'm like, I'm gonna go to the mall, with the Boca Raton Mall, Gucci store, Louis Vuitton store. When just pick me up a Gucci bag, like it wasn't nothing.
Like it was no big deal.
Yes.
Did you have it?
No, not with me
Okay.
today. Yeah.
Did
I'm still weird about stuff like that. I'm gonna keep the receipt for like a month, and then I'll finally be like, okay, I can take it out. I still have some lingering issues.
You know what? It's not a bad thing.
But the fact that I can go, number one, take a flight, just go for a meeting for one day.
Right.
Take a flight, come right back.
That's right.
And then while I'm waiting for my flight, I'm going to just go pick up a Gucci bag.
That's right.
Where did they do that?
Good for you.
Except for FFL.
Except for FFL. They have valet at that mall. You seen the valet spot?
did.
They got Lamborghinis, Ferraris,
I was like,
Bentleys.
I was driving a rental car.
Yeah, no doubt. But
I could park myself.
We went down there. I was like, who has valet at the mall?
Boca Raton.
Boca Raton. So, Kali, thank you so much for what you do.
Frank.
I greatly appreciate it. Always fun to do this with you. I swear I have the most laughs when I'm with you.
And I'm on the
Corinne
best team. FFL, Legis, FFL National. Like you, Jamie, Mike, you guys are the best. Like I couldn't have landed in a better spot within Family First Life.
Oh, well, thank you. We couldn't ask for a better part of this team. Captain, you do more than you know. So, guys, I hope this helps. If you have questions, reach out to Kali. She's always available. She's willing to help, but she's rolling. She's doing exactly what she needs to do to grow this business, and she's exploding. And if you want those same results, follow the same system. Hope this helps. Till next week, make it a big one. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, Kali, again.
Thank you. Bye.